Morning, it's Patsy. So today I'm just come on for a bit of a chat really about imposter syndrome. I actually watched a video from Becca from Night Owl Tarot, a couple of days ago, where she talked about imposter syndrome, and this is something that I've been struggling with really since before I started your YouTube channel, I suppose. But it certainly got worse since I did join. And what Becky said made total sense. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we all have times where we feel, especially if you've got that kind of makeup where you haven't got much self confidence. When you enter something like YouTube, and people are already established and got thousands of followers, etc., and you start up, you think, oh, why am I doing this? Because I'm not as good as them. I can't do that like them. Do you know what I mean? And they have the full setup, the lightings. They know how to edit their videos. They put the thumbnails on and big intros and all the rest of it. And when I started, I started the YouTube channel to interact mainly with people from the tarot divination community, because I don't really get to mix with people like that in my life. I'm a small town person. I'm not a great mixer of people. I'm a bit of a loner, if you like. I like to spend time by myself. I have a close knit of friends and my family, but apart from that, my circle doesn't spread very far. So joining YouTube was a way to kind of connect with people who, like myself, had these interests. So I did pick up the courage and I did start the channel. But once I'd started it, then this imposter syndrome started, and it was like, why are you on here? You've got nothing to offer anybody that isn't already being said. You're not as good as these, what I've got, all these thousands of followers. You're never going to be as good as them, so why are you doing this? And I don't know if you saw my video where I was done I think it was January, February catch up, I think it was, that I did talk about, I was thinking that maybe I would close down the channel because I didn't feel like I should be here and I didn't feel like I had anything to offer to people. So I was seriously considering closing it down, and it didn't help with my eyes because my eyes have been bad since January, which it does kind of put it kind of puts even more pressure on me, because I can't do a lot of the things that I'd like to do because my eyes just won't allow it. It's been about 9-10 weeks now, and they are getting a bit better, but I'm still no further forward with these. Back at the doctor's today, so I'm hoping that he's going to help to give me, try something different. But that kind of sort of added to that imposter syndrome, if you like. Do you know what I mean? And I've always suffered depression and anxiety on and off for years, and I had just managed to kind of get that under wraps, and I was so pleased with myself because I'd done all these self-help techniques, and I didn't go to the doctors or anything. I didn't go onto drugs or anything. I managed to do it by myself, and I did, and I still am pretty much got that under control now, which, yay me, go me, So I was quite pleased about that, and then bang, my eyes went. So I was like, oh, do you know what I mean? It's one thing after another. But again, when you've got that cycle going on, it deflates you anyway. So that kind of added to those feelings of, oh, you're not good enough, you can't do this, you can't do that, why are you here, you're not as good as them, you might as well just pack up now. And I was really considering it until I saw Becca's. And now Becca, I love to watch her videos and what have you, and she's very down to earth. But she, she's quite popular as a channel, And I was thinking, you know, here's somebody who's popular as Becca's channel is, and she feels the same. Um, so I sort of kind of took a look at myself, sort of thing. And mainly my channel so far has been unboxing, and that's not what I wanted when I started it. There were so many things that I wanted to offer and to do on the channel that kind of got pushed to the side, and I stuck to unboxings for the simple reason I didn't feel like I was qualified or could do it good enough to do anything else. So there is the odd couple of readings and that odd couple of spreads and what have you that I put on there, but as a whole it's unboxings. But then I got talking to myself and I was like, yeah, but these are unboxings of um, decks that are available on the mass market. You haven't got none that isn't mass market. Well, apart from the Stretch Tower is probably my only indie deck sort of thing. But and people aren't interested in all these mass market. They all want these indie decks. They're not interested in mass market decks. So why are you even doing those? So again, I was pulling myself down and telling myself that I shouldn't even be doing those. So I can't afford indie decks. You know, it's ridiculous, some of the prices, especially with postage and what have you. And yes, there is a couple I'd love. I'd love the Sasso Rubito. I think that is a gorgeous deck. I can't afford it. I love the Dark Mansion. Again, I can't afford that. So I know I have to. But even if I did have them and done a walkthrough, I would still find reasons why it wasn't as good as anybody else's, because that is, you know, just what is going on with me at the moment. So these last few weeks, you know, I I've been watching different channels, you know, different people's channels, because I've not been able to do too much, and I can't still do too much writing and what have you, and commenting. I've been watching other people's lives and people that I hadn't heard of before, and I've been watching other, you know, channel makers and what they, and you know, not everybody has to be, what is the word I'm looking for? Perfect, if you like. Well, no, not perfect, but so sleek. Not everybody's, you know, got all these intros and all these effects and all this. Like, there is some people who do still do YouTube like me. Stick the camera on, turn it on, and away you go. I can't edit anything. You know, I've tried and no, I don't even know how to put a thumbnail on. So you know, I don't even know how to do an intro. So for me, I use my iPad. I've got no laptops or anything like that. I turn my iPad on, flick the record button, and away I go, and then I upload it. That's how I do it. Um, but I was talking to myself, especially these last couple of days, and since watching Becca's video, and I was like, why do I feel like I have nothing to offer? I am 51-year-old, nearly 52. I'm now in my crone years. I have valid points to add. I've been reading the tarot 25, 26 years. Okay, I don't have stacks of books all over my bookshelves about tarot and the symbols of tarot and all the rest of it. I don't have those, but I can still read tarot. I've been doing it for a long, long time. And oracle cards, I read those too, and other forms of divination too. And I have people, and I've been reading professionally now for a few years, and I have people come back. I don't advertise, it's word of mouth. You know, if somebody wants a reading, they'll come to me, or they'll ring me, and then I'll do it. But I have no website, and I don't advertise. It's just all word of mouth with me. Do you know what I mean? But I've been doing that for a long time, and people come back for it. So obviously I'm doing something right. And why, when I join YouTube, do I then say, oh, you can't do that? I've been doing it for 20 odd years. Of course I can do it. Of course I have valid points. Yes, I haven't got all these books stacked everywhere. And yes, I probably haven't got all these indie decks and everything else. But I can do it. So why do I feel so inferior on YouTube? And this is a question that I've asked myself. And I don't know. I don't know. I think it's because, like I say, you see these people what have thousands of followers, and as a new channel content maker, you want to, get subscribers, because what's the, it's I joined this to mix with other YouTubers and to have these conversations and what have you. If nobody's following your channel and discussing what you're showing or doing or what have you, then that's kind of defeating the object, isn't it? So of course we all, and I know that people, say, oh, it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have, even if you only have 3 or 4, as long as you're putting the content out. No, sorry, I don't agree with that, because the reason I joined YouTube was to communicate with people about what I do and what I, my likes, the tarot, etc., and all the rest of it. So if you've not got nobody communicating with you, it's a two-way thing. If you're not getting subscribers to communicate with you, then there really is no point in being on YouTube, because you're talking to yourself. I can do that at home by myself without putting myself all over YouTube. So I do think that subscribers is a part and parcel of YouTube, and it is an important part and parcel of YouTube. And what I have noticed is my channel wasn't growing, and it still doesn't grow, and that's fine. I've got about 170-ish subscribers now, and there is people that do comment, so that's fine. I am getting that two-way connection thing. But it also made me question why I can't get people to subscribe to my channel. And again, I think it's, the things that I've been doing. I think it could be my personality, because I'm not all hyper and bubbly, and do you know what I mean? I'm very laid back and quite calm as a person, really. I don't get overexcited about anything, do you know what I mean, or over emotional or anything like that. But it's just something that I've got to build up on, and quitting isn't going to help. Do you know what I mean? Some people are going to like me, some people are not going to like me, some people I think I'm useless, some people think, oh yeah, I like what she has to say. That's life, isn't it? We have that all over. And I've always been one who doesn't really be part of the in crowd, if you like. I never was at school, and I certainly haven't been as an adult. Yeah, sounds even better, doesn't it? But yeah, as an adult. So I've always kind of been one to do my own thing on the sort of the fringes of everything else. Do you know what I mean? And I think that makes a difference too. I think if you are part of the so-called in crowd or the clique or what have you, you're in a better position, I think, to grow your channel. I was actually watching a video of Katie Flowers yesterday, who had just put out a video about building your channel, and she did say this, and she was never part of this clique in crowd. She was always on the outskirts, sort of thing. But her channel has still grown, and like I said, it probably took her longer than a lot of the others, but she got there doing her own thing. And she's like me, she doesn't edit and all this stuff. She says she does now a little bit, but I've been comparing myself to people who've probably been on 2-3 years, and I've built up these big channels, and I've got comfortable in front of the camera and all the rest of it. And who knows, in a couple of years that could be me. Who knows, in a couple of years I probably won't even be here. Do you know what I mean? We can't even, we don't know that. But what it has made me realise these last few days, after watching the video from Becca and video from Katie yesterday, really made me take a good look at myself. And I no longer are going to feel, or try, I should say, not to allow this imposter syndrome to take over, because I'm not an imposter. Like I said, I've been doing the 20 odd, nearly 30 years, crikey, do you know what I mean? So I'm certainly no imposter. Yes, I'm a bit nervous in front of the camera, but that, that'll get better as time goes on. And maybe I'll even start doing lives when, I get a bit more comfortable. A bit more comfortable, I'll probably start doing lives. Again, I maybe not. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I think that's the only way forward, and then other times I think, I don't know. So I don't know about that one, I may. But I'd be interested in what your thoughts are on this, imposter, especially if you're new to new channels like myself, or even old channels who struggle to find new subscribers. I'd be really interested in what you got to say. And I will carry on putting out the content that I've always wanted to put out since I started, as soon as my eyes get better, and that's my only problem. So at the minute I'm going to have to just struggle through until my eyes show an improvement, and then I can get down to putting more content on that, what I intended to put on in the first place, and I'm not going to let anybody put me off by telling myself I'm, not as good, I'm an imposter, etc. So that things should hopefully start changing on the channel in the coming weeks, as soon as I can get my eyes under control. I know it's going to be a problem that I'm going to have, as it's a chronic condition, but once I get it under control and know what keeps it under control, then I'll be in a better position. But I'd also be interested to hear what people would like to see on here. I have got another unboxing to do, and I might do that tomorrow, I might do it later today, but that's because I've got to do Deckham today. I've done an exchange with somebody. I swapped my New Era Elements Tarot, which I just couldn't use, for the Paulina Tarot, and as everybody knows, I love Paulina Cassidy, and I hadn't got the Paulina Tarot, so that was a good swap. So that come this morning. So yeah, so I'll be really interested in what you all think about this imposter syndrome, and what you would like to see more of on this channel, as I can offer it. And sorry about the ramble, but I just wanted to get this off my chest. It's just been sort of playing around in my mind for the last couple of days since watching Becca's, and I've been giving myself a good talking to, and for God's sake, I'm the crone years now. If I don't start getting a bit of confidence in myself, it's never going to happen. And let's face it, 20 odd years of doing the cards and what have you, I'm doing something right. So I have stuff to share, and that's it. So put any comments below. Would love to hear from what you've got to say, and I will speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.